Hey guys, it's Holly and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a long time, but we're going to get started on this. I figured since the new generation of consoles is launching both tonight and a week from tonight, with the PS4 coming out tonight, I thought I'd go ahead and do my top 10 games from last generation. So these are games from the DS, the Wii, PSP, PS3, Xbox 360, anything from last gen, and I wanted to talk about my top 10 favorites. So let's get started. So in here at number 10 is one of the quirkiest games from last generation, and that is Plants vs. Zombies. Now I don't actually own a physical copy of this game, but I do own it digitally on both the 3DS through the eShop and on the PlayStation 3. And I have played this game through probably about 5 times. There's just something about this tower defense game that really hits home. I know it's a lot of people's favorites, and it was kind of one of those games that was unexpected. So coming in number 10, Plants vs. Zombies. Number 9. Number 9 is a game I found through a friend of mine, Tim, aka Jumbo Junkie, which is Bayonetta. And this game is like nothing I had ever played. She's wild. She has guns on her shoes. She's a witch. The gameplay mechanic is almost like you're playing in an arcade, but at home. And it just has such a quirky story and awesome graphics. Bayonetta, awesome game. If you haven't played it, check it out. Check out all the games on this list, but definitely you must play Bayonetta. This game is cheap. You can get it for like $10, and it's going to be one of those games that you'll regret not playing if you don't pick it up soon. Number 8. This is a game that actually started the last generation of consoles off for me. Zelda Twilight Princess is the game I picked up with my Wii, and I played through this game on my Wii, and I loved every minute of it. It's a really solid Zelda game. It almost took Ocarina of Time to a different place. Midna, there's different characters, Zant. It's a completely different offshoot from the series, but everything else was so familiar because you're still in the same places. And it's really neat to see the 3 tribes. It's just a really well done game. It's number 8 on my list because it's Zelda. It's not my favorite Zelda of all time, but it's a very solid game. It's definitely my favorite Zelda of last generation, knocking out Skyward Sword, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. And coming in at number 7 is Kirbys Canvas Curse. Now, a lot of people didn't like this game because when the DS first came out, a lot of games started to use the touchscreen mechanic, and it started to seem gimmicky. This is one of those games that, yes, it uses a gimmicky mechanic of the touchscreen, but it works for this title. When this came out, too, you could actually write to Nintendo to get a pink Kirby stylus, which I did for my original DS. And what's neat about this is they've redone Kirby, and Kirby's kind of had different makeovers over the years. Some are more successful than others. In my opinion, this is a rather successful makeover for Kirby. It's one of my favorites. Other than Superstar Ultra, this is my favorite game on Kirby game on the system, but Superstar Ultra is a port, so it's not on this list. But Kirby Canvas Curse, you actually are in a painting, and an evil witch has trapped you in a painting, and you have to go through these little painting worlds, and it's just a really, really solid title. There's nothing else out there like it. Give it a shot. It's also a really inexpensive game. Number 6 is Rhythm Heaven, and Rhythm Heaven actually kicked off the launch of the Nintendo DSi. This was the flagship game that Nintendo went with to kick off the new DS system. I picked up my DSi with Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time, and then not too long after, because everyone was raving so much about this game, I picked up Rhythm Heaven. And this is something I wasn't expecting to like as much as I did. Rhythm Heaven is so much fun. There are so many mini games in here, and I'm one of those people that is a proponent of, if you're going to do mini games, do them right. Definitely they did them right in this. I do like rhythm games, which helps. If you're not a fan of rhythm games, this might not be the one for you. But if you're only going to play one rhythm game, this is the one to get. There's nothing else on the market like this, or at least there wasn't at the time. And the games, like the mini games themselves in this, are so well done. Nintendo came out with a sequel to this on the Wii. It just didn't perform, I thought, as well as this one. This one has so many memorable mini titles in it that it's my favorite overall. Number 5 is Viva Pinata. Now, I own Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise because I no longer own an Xbox 360. But if you own an Xbox 360, you must play the first Viva Pinata. I was so happy to see this game ported to the DS just so I could play it again on my DS. It is literally the exact same 360 game, just shrunk down to a DS cartridge, and it is so much fun. The idea of the game is you have a garden, and you have to attract these little pinata creatures to come to your garden and breed. And each pinata has a mating dance ritual, and it's actually pretty hilarious. Other pinatas will eat them. There's sour pinatas that are bad guys that will come and they'll eat your pinatas, and your garden will stop growing, and it's terrible. And it is just so much fun. It's one of those games that is kind of like Harvest Moon because it has that management aspect. There's no real goal, but you still want to have the best garden you can have. Number 4, Dragon Quest V, Hand of the Heavenly Bride. This is my favorite Dragon Quest title to date. I love this game. I've put more than 600 hours in this game trying to get every monster, and I still have yet to recruit a liquid metal slime, which is very frustrating. It's a 1 in 10,000 chance, and I have been trying forever. But in this game, you grow up, and you have some friends, you actually take on a wife, and it's my favorite Dragon Quest. It's one of the few where you can actually take monsters that you battle and bring them into your party. It kind of takes a mix between traditional Dragon Quest and the Monster Joker series, and it just puts a perfect mix on it. Now, this game has become rare and not rare and rare and not rare over the years. Its price has gone up and down with that. Overall, though, if you can find it for a good price, pick it up. It is definitely a must-play. In at number 3 is the most perfect game on the Nintendo Wii console, and that is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2, every second of this game is enjoyable. Even the post-game, they did everything right. The pacing, the controls, you just feel like you're absolutely in the game. The addition of Yoshi was so awesome. Compared to the first game, it just blew it out of the water. So if you have a Wii and you've not played Super Mario Galaxy 2, you must play this game. It is a solid 10 out of 10. In at number 2 is Pokemon White version. I really, really loved Pokemon White version. I loved everything about this. Now, the Unova region definitely gets a lot of slack from other people. A lot of people hated the design of the Pokemon. There's all 150 new Pokemon in this game, all new designed, and I loved every one of them. And I think my favorite thing about this game is this region is close to where I live. It's very close to my home. It takes place in New York City. It's not too far from where I am. It's on the same time zone, the same sort of environments. The seasons change. The Pokemon look like they're Pokemon that would belong in this area of the world, and it's the first time that we've been outside Japan in a Pokemon game. I just really love the title. I even love Zekrom. I thought the legendaries in this were amazing. I know the artwork on it gets a lot of slack. I think Team Plasma is really one of the first solid bad guy teams in Pokemon. I thought the story was well told. I just thought all around this was a great game. So Pokemon White version in at number 2. And my number 1 game of last generation is Fat Princess. Now I'm showing you Fat Princess Fistful of Cake on PSP because I only own Fat Princess digitally. This is the only way you can actually physically buy the game. And the PSP version is very good, but the PlayStation 3 network version is definitely the best version of this game. Now, Fat Princess surprised me because it didn't seem like something I'd really enjoy. It's cel-shaded little munchkins running around trying to capture the flag. That's all it is. It's just a capture the flag game, but it is so much fun. And the best part is it's 36 live players online. There's no AI characters or anything like that. You just go and you blow each other up on different maps, and the maps are so quirky. And I played so many hours of this. I played this game with friends. I played this game with enemies. I played this game with people who would troll our teams, like people that would just come onto our team, and then they would take our princess over to the other team. I mean, it's wild what happens when you have 36 live players playing against each other, 18 on 18. But Fat Princess, this is my most surprising, but it is my favorite game from last generation. And I really hope that someone out there at Titan Studios is listening and they remake this game in a better iteration, a better Fat Princess for next gen. Because I can't imagine next gen without Fat Princess. This would be the game, this and Kingdom Hearts 3 would be the 2 games to make me pick up a PlayStation 4. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around through all these months. I do promise to post more videos, and let me know what your top 10 favorite games of last generation were. Put it in a video response. Tell me if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. Just let me know what you're thinking about last gen.